Hey guys, what is going on? So today we got a little bit different kind of video, not out by the car or anything, but I wanted to talk about the build I have coming up. Now if you guys watch any of my other videos, you know that I'm building the motor in my car. If you haven't watched those videos, go check them out. Probably my last 2 or 3 videos I've made about what I'm doing with the car and actually pulling the motor out of the car. And hopefully here shortly we'll have a video of getting the motor and installing it, startup and all that, hopefully within the next month or so. That would be cool, but unsure on the ETA of that. Anyways, what this video is going to be about is basically what's going into the build, and I get a lot of questions asking, what rods are you using? Are you doing cams? Are you porting your head? So basically that's what I'm going to go over in this video, is everything going into the build, and then at the end I'm going to basically explain my goals with the car and what I want to do with it once the motor's built. So first of all, let's go over what company's building it. So it's EMS, Engineered Motorsport Solutions, which if you guys know Jesse Ringley, he's the one that runs that company and he's the one building it. He's built many different engines, including the one that's in his car. It's gone 10.2 at 130 something miles an hour. He's built some of Mark LeChuck's engines, which, as some of you know, have gone 9.7 at 136. I think it's 136, maybe more, maybe it was 140. But yeah, he's very good at what he does, basically. And so I've known him for quite a while, being in the Ecoboost community for 3 years now, over 3 years I think, and we've talked a lot, and he recently went on this endeavor of making this company and starting it up and everything, and he's very good at what he does. So I highly recommend him if you are looking into building your motor. I'll leave the link below for his website. Anyways, he's the one building the engine. So I'll actually throw up some pictures here that he sent me from my engine teardown of what it looks like. I think there's a picture of the crank, the block, there's a picture of the head and bearings and stuff like that, and you guys can check it out. He said everything really looked pretty decent. So, and we're going to be able to reuse some stuff like the head and the crank. And that's another thing, if you guys are looking to save some money on a rebuild, do it before you blow it up, because if possible, because you'll be able to reuse the crank most likely, and possibly the head if nothing got damaged and all that, which usually happens when you blow the engine up. If you're lucky, it doesn't hurt anything, but yeah, we're going to get to reuse that, so that'll be pretty cool. But yeah, that's got some pictures up there that you guys can check out. So now let's get into the parts that I'm going to be using on the build. So I know these are the thumbnail, but I'm not going to end up using them. I actually have them just sitting back here. They're Manly pistons. Not using those. I also got a set of, actually right behind me, got a set of Crowder rods as well. I just got Ecoboost parts all over the place. So the main things, rods and pistons, which is what everyone usually asks about. So let's start. Let's see, I'm doing Molly pistons. I'm unsure of the model number or model because I just basically told Jesse, hey, let's do the Molly pistons. So we're doing Molly pistons. Rods, I'm doing Manly H-beams. I know I'm not doing I-beams, but I had the H-beams laying around, so I figured I'd just go ahead and use them. And to be honest, my goals don't really require I-beams. And if I ever want to go crazy with a build, I'll build another motor. But the H-beam should be everything I need. Let's see, what else? Crank is just going to be a stock crank. We're getting it sent to the machine shop already and getting that all onced over. Not doing main studs. I think we're going to do stock main bolts. And then we are going to do, let's see, what else is there? Ford Performance Balance Shaft Elite. So I had that laying around as well. I didn't even know I had it on my shelf, so I figured why not use it. Head is going to be stock. It's going to be stock head. Not really doing anything there. We're doing stock cams as well, because like I said, I'm not going crazy on this, so we're just going to keep it simple. Something that'll handle the power I want to make. Let's see, what am I missing? So doing springs and retainers in the head. Because the engine did have 82,000 miles on it. Figured why not do springs and retainers. I was recommended to at least do those in the head, so that's what we're doing. And I think that's it. Oh yeah, and a possible oil baffle, because some of you guys know that this engine doesn't have oil baffling. So Jesse's cooking something up with EMS to basically resolve that issue and get some oil baffling in there for like the drag racers and stuff. I don't think the one he's doing will work for like a road racing application, but at least for the drag racers, to keep oil from sloshing back and forth in the oil pan and possibly starving the engine of oil. I'll throw up the CAD file that I have here to kind of give you guys an idea of what it's going to be like. But like I said, his website will be below, so you can check it out, and basically you can talk to him and all that, message him, whatever, and get an idea. But yeah, so I think that's about it that's going in the car. Oh, head studs. Don't want to forget head studs. If you guys were around or have seen the video of when I blew my motor up, if you guys were around or saw the video of when I blew my head gasket, you guys would know that I replaced it with a SuperTech head gasket and ARP 2000 studs. Thanks to Tune Plus for the hookup on those. And they worked fine for what I needed them to do. But I now know, through talking to many people and learning some more information, that the ARP 2000s just are not good enough for what I want to do, or really for what anyone wants to do. From what I understand, the ARP 2000s really aren't too much stronger than even the stock head bolts. Don't quote me if I'm wrong on that, but that's just what I've heard and what I've been told. So we're going to go ahead and do the CA625 Plus head studs, which are from Speed Performance, and supposedly they're much stronger. So we're going to go ahead and do that because I don't want to deal with lifting the head again. It was not a fun process, and if you guys didn't see that, go back and check my video out from when I lifted the head. It was right after I ran the 11.6 passes that I lifted the head. We were just going a little bit too hard on it. But yeah, so that's it for the engine setup. So let's move on to the goals for the car. The goals would really be somewhere around 500 to 550 wheel horsepower. Probably going to keep it around 500 wheel horsepower, because if you put it into perspective, my car right now made 376 wheel horsepower and it was going 11.6s. So I think what I'm probably going to do once I get a bigger turbo is probably move it up to around 450 wheel horsepower, see how it does there, see what kind of times it runs, and then go up to 500 wheel horsepower. Might be smaller increments than that, but that's the general idea of what I want to do, is move up in increments, just to see how the car does at the track with the certain power levels. And so yeah, 500 to 550 wheel horsepower. Don't really want to push it much past that. I think that should be a solid 10-second car, and that's really all I'm aiming for. I'm not trying to break the overall record or anything like that. I'll leave that to guys like Mark and Jesse who, you know, really want to push the platform. I'm not really into all that, but I do enjoy drag racing. I really want to get some power in this car so that I can go ahead and have some fun with it and beat some faster cars than I've already beaten. So yeah, that's really the goals for the car. You guys know I drag race, so you know I'm going towards that. But plans to take it to events as well. I plan on taking it to events like Streetcar Takeover, FL2K, Cletus and Cars. I'm not going to make NMRA this year because as of this video it is, let's see, it's not this week, but I believe it's next week. So I'm definitely not going to make NMRA, maybe next year. That's one race I've always wanted to race in, is NMRA. However, there is, I believe, a Cletus and Cars later this year, and I believe FL2K is later this year. And I've raced in those before, and I'm going to hopefully take the Ecoboost with the built motor there, so hopefully get some good content, some more racing content like you guys like. But yeah, I think that's going to be about it for the goals and, you know, plans to take it to events. But yeah, I think that's going to be about it for the goals for the car. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was informative. Hopefully it kind of gave you an idea of what's going into the build and what kind of build you guys can get into. So if you guys want to get some ideas on what kind of build you want to get into or the cost on a build like this, go ahead down to the link below, check out Engineered Motorsport Solutions, or get with Jesse Ringley, and you can kind of get a rundown with him and see what you guys can do for a built motor, kind of like I'm doing. But like I said, if you want to check out EMS, the website is below. Check them out, see what kind of builds they got on their website. Shoot Jesse a message or an email, talk to him. He will help you with just about anything you want and get your build going. So anyways guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I'll see you next time.